In memory of Susie, forever in our hearts. To my dear friend Dave, aka Tube, your daughters Neve, Laura and Emma Lily, and extended family and friends of our most adored and beloved Miss Susan Norbury Nee Power. I am sending my sincere and heartfelt condolences over your sudden and unexpected loss Sunday night. I can only imagine what a shock it must be to you all. Indeed, the news of your loss has sent shockwaves and has been felt by everyone that Susie touched during her lifetime. This is a most difficult loss, especially for Tube and his daughters. You lost your cherished wife and mother at such an early stage of life and so unexpectedly, and most of all, the depth of the void that it will leave in your heart is very hard to fathom. I hope you will find some comfort in knowing that she is still with you in spirit and awaiting the day you will all be reunited once again. As many of you know, Susie, Tube, and I have been friends for many years and share wonderful memories of our times living together in London. Both Susie and Tube have always been special and dear to me, and I will always cherish the memories I have shared with them both. Susie was gifted, a shining star that touched everyone that knew her. Always positive, always smiling, always fun-loving, who lived life to the fullest. An ambassador in helping people in need, the unfortunate, and those who suffer by offering open-handed compassion and dignity and respect. Let us love not merely with words or speech, but with actions in truth. 1 John 3:18. I'm sure Susie is among us all right now, among each and every one of you, here in spirit, overlooking events while standing proud by her father's side. And I believe she would not wish for you all to grieve at this time, but to celebrate and honor the time she gave us all to hold closely to your heart for eternity. I am reminded by the final farewell words that Ian Brown said to his audience when the Stone Roses performed their final show and disbanded. Don't be sad it's over, be happy that it happened. And with Susie, she would wish nothing more than for you all to hold up a candle in her memory and smile, and to never forget all the amazing times we shared in her presence. We are all blessed to have shared those special times with her. It was only a few months ago Susie and I were planning my visit to Waterford in 2020, which she was so looking forward to. 13 years has passed since the last time I had been with her in person. She also spoke of her father's illness and his passing, and explained that although this was a sad time for her and the family, but it did, however, bring her siblings so much closer together, which meant so much. Years ago, when I drove Tube and a heavily pregnant Susie back home to Waterford from London, she honoured me with the gift to be godfather to her firstborn, Neve. However, for an Englishman to be given this place of honour within a strong Irish family came with consequences. Susie knew this and just smiled and winked, knowing what was in store for me, but she also knew it was just, it was right, and that I would honour the responsibility and partake in a full-on Irish traditional celebration in the months leading to the christening. The announcement was made, and I fondly remember her father, Connie, taking me aside for a chat, which was extremely difficult for someone like me who didn't understand Gaelic. Susie's mother, Anne, saw me off with a pat on my back, reassuring me by saying, "Now off you go, you'll be just fine." Connie had that glint in his eye and a devious smirk as he put me to the test. At first I was fearful, but was soon reassured as the warmth and compassion of his hospitality came through as we spoke while we partook in plenty of beverage for several hours. I survived the first test and struck a respectful and fond attachment with him. But this was only the beginning. Neve's christening would be the biggest challenge of all. My journey started with a flight to Dublin from Stansted Airport and a 4-hour bus ride to Waterford, with only an hour spare before the proceedings. However, the weather was bad and no planes were landing or leaving from Stansted. Would this be my failing as godfather, not being able to attend the christening? An omen, indeed. I complained bitterly and expressed my sheer desperation at check-in to get to Waterford in time and without fail. Thankfully, the good Lord answered my prayer, and just one small plane from Waterford managed to fly in and land. I was urgently hustled off to the plane, which disembarked promptly, directly back to Waterford, with my deliverance to the christening complete. This was surely meant to be. I will never forget that day, full of happiness, celebration and cheer, complete with boiled pig trotters and tails, all washed down with poutine. I was indeed fully ordained successfully into the family circle as godfather to Neve. After all was said and done, I was assisted back onto the bus to Dublin the morning after. With me, a smile upon my face, armed with some bottles of water to help rehydrate the poutine that was already within me. All I can say, I was on top of the world. You see, it's all these little memories and things in life that meant so much to Susie. To make an effort for others, to be yourself and to do the right things for the right reasons, which meant so much more to her than riches and unkept promises. But she was also someone that would never hold a grudge or think less of someone for their own shortcomings. She would value, encourage, and celebrate the gifts of one another, respect the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, and recognize each interaction as a sacred encounter. We must all agree that she came to us all as a blessing, and we must all take a note from her lessons that we should be compassionate, to love one another, and to be loved. Embrace your family and friends, stand tall and strong together, and enjoy the short time in life that we have been given. For this is the gift she gave us all, to evoke. Behold her wisdom and embrace her memory with absolute admiration and affection for eternity. Forever in my heart and soul, my dear and sweet, wonderful Susie. I will miss you dearly unto my dying breath. With much love and affection, yours truly and forever, always, your friend in life,